Hi friends, welcome to my channel, and I want to talk a little bit about the William Blake Tarot. I've had this deck now, gosh, the sticker, I think since it came out. I've had it a very long time. You can see the box is sort of falling apart here. So this is the original. Oop, get it out. With a guidebook. And this came out in 1995. To my singing women. Anyway, yeah, it's like I say, I've had it a long time. Here, I even haven't got the, I don't even know how that came, whether it came with a cutout box, but yeah, these are the backs. It's a bit stained, and it's very stained actually. Look at that. Oh dear. That's what happens over time, isn't it? But anyway, so yeah, it's got different suits. So we have painting, science, music and poetry as the suits. So that's what you get there. You get a bit more information in the book. And as I said, these are the cards. Now, I found the images here to be a little bit, well, not very vibrant, put it that way. Beautiful. The cardstock's quite thin. And yeah, it's seen better days, this deck. I just say it has seen better days. Like I say, I've had it a long time and it's getting discoloured. So I thought I would treat myself to a new edition. And this is, I think, the 3rd edition. Have a look. Because I do believe the artwork's a little bit more vibrant on this edition, although the guidebook on the edition that I've got apparently is a lot better. Excuse the seagulls outside. Okay, so this one, oh, that's nice. That's shiny images there. It's saying, I love William Blake actually. It's part of my childhood really, singing Jerusalem in school. It was one of the school hymns, Jerusalem, written by William Blake. Anyway, he was an amazing person, but a bit weird. Anyway, it says William Blake is universally acknowledged as an extraordinary artist, poet and visionary thinker. Considered hard to understand due to his complex mythologies. And that's true. It's really hard to understand. Anyway, but now his central thesis that creativity is divine can be readily comprehended and employed as never before through the William Blake Tarot of the creative imagination. In this pocket gallery, Blake's ideas and images become symbolic tools for answering imaginative, spiritual and personal questions. Unlike textbooks and critical studies, this tarot deck presents Blake's astounding ideas and images in a manner that is approachable and entertaining. So yeah, it's quite a premise, isn't it? So we have 23 archetypal cards called triumphs. Together with a set of 56 creative process cards in 4 suits named painting, science, music and poetry, which are Blake's 4 primal expressions of divine imagination. Use this portable idea kit to creatively explore personal and professional issues and discover meaningful insights into life's great mysteries. I'm afraid the light isn't too good. Oh, look at the vibrancy on the cover here. When you look at the cards, my original, you can see what I mean about vibrancy. And I am just hoping that the cards themselves are just as vibrant. This is one of my favourite William Blake images. Absolutely gorgeous. So we've got a magnetic box. This is inside. Time is the mercy of eternity. Without time's swiftness, which is the swiftest of all things, all were eternal torment. So we've got a yellow ribbon here. A little guidebook. Oh gosh, and it is little. So it's just going to give basic meanings. whereas the version I've got is a proper book. So we've got some spreads, including the Celtic Cross, some card keywords, and then we're straight into the cards. So for the majors, that's all you get. Oh my days, you don't get a lot. So I can see why people would like to have the first edition, because the first edition is dense. You know, it's really, really good. Got charts. I don't really want to go into this too much because I don't think it's available anymore. Unfortunately, it's hard to get hold of. It's probably cost a fortune to get hold of. But yeah, really good book. It even gives the figures depicted in each card. So eternity is Albion asleep, innocence is Thamus with dog, magic is Hermes, Anubius with Jupiter. So yeah, we've got some really good correspondences here. So yeah, that's an amazing guidebook. But like I say, I think the whole thing's out of print now. So let's have a look at these cards. Ooh, okay, I'm going to do them. Oh, look at the inside of the box. That's really nice as well. What I'm going to do is a side by side. Gosh. Well, already I can see a difference. Right, okay. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, they're sticking together, I'm afraid. But we've got gold edging, whereas on the original there's no edging. Apart from the stain. Maybe it would be an idea to actually cut the borders on this. I'm not sure. But yeah. And look at the thickness difference and the size difference and the saturation. Oh my days. Oh, I'm so happy I've got this version. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if you know this deck at all, but these images have been completely enhanced. Look at that. Oh, I'm happy. I'm a happy person. I'm a happy bunny. Oh yes, I think now I can actually work with this deck. I just found this so muted and difficult to work with. And like I say, I've had it a long time and not really worked properly with it. Look at this, kicking that dog off the cliff. Ah, into the crocodile's mouth. Now then, there's a lot to take from these images. I mean, we see the crocodile on the Fall in the Thoth, don't we? I think I could possibly understand these a lot better now. I'm so much further along, hopefully, on my journey, because that was 28 years ago. Yeah. But that's cool. I mean, if you look in the background there and see how that's rendered, and then here, oh, so much better. So much better. Even the colours, well, we've got the red here where there's none there. Yeah. And we can see a lot more detail. Oh, so the original were blue backgrounds and this one is green, and the original wasn't reversible either. It was just, the image was just one way, whereas we've got it repeated now. The angels. So we have mystery instead of the high priestess, nature instead of the empress, and the colours are completely different. Oh, this is a much better, for me, rendition. So instead of the emperor we have reason. Actually not quite as much a difference on the reason card. The 5 we've got religion instead of the Hierophant. I think there's a look, it's blue around the outside where it's not here. Yeah, so we've got colour changes. Knowledge instead of the lovers. They are sticking together. So we have experience instead of, well, the chariot. different colorations as well. Assessment for strength, or is it, no, actually it's judgment. Yeah, so we've got judgment at 8. That's interesting because this lovely blue background here between the portal or the arch is just a white background here, so that's a bit different. And also the blue in the background is on the outside now. Oh, a little bit different, isn't it? So for the Hermit we have imagination. Whirlwind for the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, a real colour change between the two there. Okay. So we've got energy at 11, which would be strength. So we've still got a lion. Got some other animals there as well, even a phoenix. Oh, this is so good. So reversal for the Hangman. Wow. Yes. Transformation for the card that shan't be named. Oh yes, this is now, I feel, a much more workable deck for me. For Temperance we have Forgiveness. Oh, this is so exciting. Error for the Devil. And for the Tower we have Lightning. Stars. I mean, even if we look at the top here, we can see it so much now clearer than in the original. Makes much more sense. That's sticking together there. Moon. I mean, these figures that were hidden here, we can actually see now. The Sun. It's just bringing so much more life to the imagery for me. So instead of judgment, we have liberty. And then for the world, we have union. Lovely. So we're going to start with the Ace of Painting, and that's aligned to water, which would be the cup suit, wouldn't it? In a Rider-Waite-Smith system. So we have Generation for the Ace, Balance for the 2. 2 figures there. Oh, Practice for the 3. So vibrant. For the 4 we have Means. Oh, so sticking together. Means. For the 5 Hardship. For the 6 Assistance. You know, even though this is aligned, painting is aligned to water, it feels more like Pentacles. Yeah, it's Pentacles, isn't it? 7 of Painting, Patience. Ooh, Jerusalem. 8 of Paintings, Discipline. 9, Fruition. Well, completely different colouring. And then the 10 is delight. And then we have our quartz. So we begin with the angel and the child. Woman. And the man. Very Vincent van Gogh there, isn't it? Okay, so that is water. Like I say, it really feels more like an earth pentacle suit, but anyway. Intellect, science. This is air, so this would align two swords, which makes perfect sense. So we start with intellect for the ace. Reflection for the 2. Jealousy for the 3. I like the borders. Repose for the 4. Division for the 5. Passage for the 6. Lamentation for the 7. Wow, that's always been a bit weird for me of that there, but I can actually see what it is here, where I couldn't there. Huh. Okay, restriction for the 8. Beautiful. Despair for the 9. Wow. So powerful. Gosh. And defeat. Oh, come on. Get it stuck together. Gilding's coming off there. Okay, defeat for the 10. Angel. Child. Woman. And man. Okay, so now we're on to the suit of music. And these are emotions, so these would be fire. Yeah, the suits have sort of been mixed up, haven't they, with the elements. So the ace of music is the celebration of life force, viewing with heart and soul, path of love and beauty. And it says fire and emotions. The desire of man being infinite, the possession is infinite, and himself infinite. Passion, contraries. Exuberance is beauty. Musing. Melancholy. Here lies William Blake. Oh dear. Whatever is born of mortal birth must be consumed with the earth, to rise from generation free, then what have I to do with thee? That feels 5 of cups. Pleasure. We cannot experience pleasure but by means of others. Fancies, the 7. Discontent for the 8. Well, happiness for the 9. Sublimity for the 10. Peace and plenty and domestic happiness is a source of sublime art. Angel of music. The child. The woman. And the man. So as you can see, for each suit the borders are different, which is nice. So now we're on to the Ace of Poetry, which is the verbal arts and earth. The expression of eternal truth to speak from prophetic inspiration, path of individuality and revelation. Inspiration, individuality. Well, that looks quite different, doesn't it? Poetry. Number 3 is creativity. Raining again. You can probably hear it. Anyway, 4 of poetry is harmony. 5 is strife. 6, cooperation. Gosh. So much more vivid. Only so much more easier to actually use now. Boldness for the 7. I quite like that one actually. That's the first one I've thought, quite like that. Although this arrow here is much more vivid. I like the background on that one. Anyway. Swiftness. Powers. Prophecy for the 10. And we have the angel. Child. I found them blind, I taught them how to see. Woman. The woman. And the man. Yeah. Do you see that, how dark the original is? How much easier now to actually see the detail in this new version. I mean, even the writing here at the bottom. So much easier to see than it is on the original. So that's the differences between the deck. Obviously they're a lot thicker, a lot bigger, and in my opinion, a lot better. So, as I said, I've had real difficulty when I first started with this deck, but it was way back in my tarot knowledge, and all it did was confuse me because the suits don't line up with the Rider-Waite-Smith. They're different, and so that confused me, and it was like, oh, I'm going to put this away. I actually read the whole book. I read the whole thing all the way through, and I just thought, I can't deal with this. It's like way beyond me, but I kept it. You can see I've broken the spine and everything. It's in a lot better days, but now I can really appreciate it, you know, whereas at the time I didn't appreciate it at all. So, you know, it might have been a good idea to have this version first with just the simple meanings, you know. just the simple meanings, and then that would have helped. I mean, here it says science, air, the challenge of self-understanding, striving to know self and world, path of intellect and learning. So there you go, straight in. And it's got a nice little image of the card, just enough to get started, but if you really want to know this deck, then yeah, this is the book. But I really don't think you can get it anymore, and I'm afraid that's the way these things go, isn't it, these days? They go out of print and never to be seen again, but just extortionate prices. But I think it might be an idea to actually, I mean, it's in a bit of a state, this deck, really is. Just put this one away somewhere safe, keep the book out, and use it with this deck. So yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I do like me William Blake, always have. He's always fascinated me as an artist. From when I was studying back in the 90s, I was studying art. So yeah, that's one of the reasons, and one of the very first decks I bought actually. But anyway, it was an investment deck. It was £25 back then. £25. So it's always been an expensive deck, and I think it's a lot more affordable now. But yeah, that was the William Blake Tarot by Ed Burren. Yeah, this was a HarperCollins published deck, if you want to try and find it. Whereas this one is, I think, oh, Red Feather. Yeah, so Red Feather have took it and reimagined it. So that's cool. So I hope you enjoyed my updated version of the William Blake Tarot. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and until the next time. Bye now. Bye.